All right. Hi, everyone, and thank you so much for being here today with me. I really sincerely do appreciate it. We're going to be talking about the HI, human intelligence led. Uh, oh, we got some more people coming in. That's going to happen, as I mentioned. We're going to be talking about the human led AI driven business blueprint. So, we're going to be talking about saving on hiring, scaling smarter, and stop drowning in tasks. Hi, Tracy. How's it going? Good to have you here. It's so cool. So great. So, what's as common as dirt in one industry is gonna can act like an atomic bomb in another. And so, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be talking about how we can bring some of the really cool AI ideas that I've discovered over the last couple of years, and been practicing on it on a literally a daily basis. I'm going to bring those best practices over to you. And we do have some live demos and some other pretty cool things. So here we go. All right. So just so that this isn't just about AI. This is also about HI, which is the human intelligence system. So it's about us being put in control with the AI aspects that are coming out. So I want you to really understand that we interact with this, we work with it, and it's not some kind of. Although I find it really magical in and of itself to be able to use AI, it is really about us being able to direct it and drive it. And again, so there's no rabbits out of a hat. There's going to be a couple of special offers near the end of today's presentation, and please do stay until the end. So I wanted to start off with the fact that I have a lot of testimonials, and I've kind of peppered testimonials throughout this whole process. And kind of one of the things I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to have a little bit of fun. And so what I did is let me just make sure that I have this here. Right, here it is. So I want to just see, can you guys, I want to see if you guys can hear this. Can you hear this? Just want to make sure. Can you guys hear that?
Nothing.
You hear nothing? Oh,
No.
okay. All right. Well, I was playing some really cool music. I wanted to test and measure it. Oh well, I know
You'll
what the
have
issue
to
is.
sing instead.
I hear here, this is it. This is what's gonna work now. There we go. Let's try this again. So this, can you guys hear that?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes.
Woo! So great. All right, so I'm gonna be playing some of these out when I
Yeah.
go through my testimonials. I'm going to be playing some of those as we go through testimonials. It's just some fun. It's some game show themes that I had there. I don't really want to read the testimonials. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to play one of the some of the music that I have saved here. But regardless, I have about 40 or 50 pages of testimonials, and I just kind of picked the best ones that I thought would kind of showcase that I've been doing this for quite some time. So here's another recent one. Monday Masterminds is a great opportunity for those looking to start and use AI in their business. Odin presents and uses methods and bite-sized pieces that makes learning easy and intuitive. But the real value to Monday Masterminds is the practical work that he does with individuals to show everyone in the group how to apply the knowledge. And some of you have already come to the Monday Mastermind, so you kind of know about that. But this is going to be, hey, how's it going? And this is going to be for individuals that are going to be watching the replay and so on. So basically, thank you so much for inviting me to take part. And I create a space where we actually work on AI together. So what we're going to be going through today is we're going to be talking about how AI is going to be able to empower your business, specifically when it comes to marketing and specifically when it comes to hiring individuals. One of the things that we've been doing is we've been working with one of the things that we've been doing is we've been working with uh, AI agents. And AI agents allow us to really streamline uh, quite a bit of the work that we do as sales and marketing experts. And we're going to be going through that slide in just a moment, some of the gaps that we have in regards to this. We're also going to be talking about stopping the random marketing mode, and we're going to be talking about the market dominating position as well. And I have a live demo. I've kind of worked on it already. I'm going to be showing you how to do that. And also, we're going to be talking about the 5-point sales and marketing framework. You all already know it when I tell it to you guys. You're going to say, oh, that makes a lot of sense. It's essentially Generate leads. How do we generate leads, and what way do we generate leads? Conversions. We're going to be talking about the sales process and how we can take a suspect, someone we suspect that might want our product and service, and move them to a prospect as someone who's starting to do the research through what we call the buyer's journey. And then we're going to move them into an actual client. And the client phase happens when we have a conversion. When somebody says, "Hey, I like what it is that you're offering. I want to buy it." They buy it, and then they become a client. And then, as a part of that conversion process, we have clients buy more often, buy more frequently, spend a little bit more. Ultimately, what we do is we work on the bottom line profits. That's our 5-part sales system. Every single business goes through that 5-part sales system. As a matter of fact, and I got a number of screens, so if you see me looking back and forth, it's because I'm working on one of the screens. So I have this really cool calculator that I created, which goes through this really, really nicely. So here what we have is we have the process. So how many leads do you generate? How many of those leads become sales? And let's just use 1,000 leads generated per year. Our conversion rate's 25%, so we get 250 clients. It might be lower. Some people are not really good at sales, so we're going to go down to a 10%. And then what we have is we get 100 customers. They buy 10 times, let's just say. The price is, let's say, $100. The total revenue is $100,000. And then what we have right here is a 25% margin. So in this calculator, and this is exactly what we're going to be talking about: more leads, more conversions, more transactions, higher prices, and more profits. So we'll be going through that. And we have a pretty cool calculator here that goes through that. We can go through that a little bit more later on. We're going to be talking about the human intelligence and the AI formula and how they have to work together. As much as you want to automate as much of this process as possible, the reality is we need human oversight, and how this works over our 52-week program, which is really exciting. I've been involved in this in quite some time, and all of you here have probably been involved in watching this for quite some time as well. And I haven't really seen anyone come up with a program quite like ours, and that's really good news. It means that there's a market for us to be able to share this. So let's talk about the gaps between you and success. So just grab a pen and paper, or just think to yourself, what are the current gaps you have right now between you and success, even when it comes to sales and marketing, or just in implementing AI in your business? And just write it down. I do think that being interactive in this is actually a good practice. And if you want to write down that in the chat, that would be absolutely fantastic. What do you think are the gaps between you and success? Oh, perfect. Here, I'm going to actually play this. Just give me a second. Where are you? Here we go. Give me a couple moments. Implementation of product and building of a good team, implementing AI to full capacity and utilizing it in the marketing plan. Absolutely. Absolutely. Great. Thanks, everyone. So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. I'm going to share with you some of the major gaps that we're going to be addressing today. So goals are still stuck in our head. Let's face it, that's the HI component. No amount of AI is going to help us take those goals and put that on paper, right? So next is random or unsystematic marketing, undercharging or discounting, wasting time on manual tasks. That's where the AI is going to be able to come in and help out. Someone here today is Crystal. She is a master when it comes to implementation. So it's really, really great to have you here today, Crystal. Then we have a poor use of customer data, and then missed sales opportunities, not leveraging automation, ineffective lead generation, weak marketing materials, no referral or upsell systems, lack of accountability or coaching. And that's what our events are for. And losing momentum and focus. And of course, the wrong business equation. And there's one final one that is the most important. It's the failure to recognize that each of us here own a sales and marketing company first. And that sales and marketing company, what it does is it sells a product or a service. And so that's what we find are the major gaps between success and where people are today. So let's kind of jump right in. The idea is that we're going to be implementing a system where AI is going to be able to support in a sense that we don't necessarily need to hire a full-time person. And so there's more people coming in. And so what I mean by that is that it really has the ability to save you between $50,000 and $70,000 per year with automation, while still maintaining a high consistency and a high level of output. Now, what I'm finding in the automation process is that you really have to find an individual. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you.
Hey, Odin.
Hey, I'm just gonna shut your video off there. Awesome. Thank you so much. Thanks everyone for being here. So the most important thing is what I'm finding is that this AI also has no ego or hurt feelings. That's a really great point, Ryan. Thank you so much for bringing that up. It doesn't call in sick. It doesn't need benefits. It really just does work. And my CRM recently, I just found out just a couple of days ago that they've just added AI automation into our actual CRM, and it's going to be having an inbound call agent and an outbound call agent as well. I'm really excited for that. That's a game changer for everyone. I was listening to Mark Zuckerberg yesterday, and he's basically saying that in the future, every single business is going to be implementing AI automation or some kind of agency, is what they're calling it. I have to say, Brian is here today, and Brian has some pretty amazing products when it comes to AI and automation. And he brought this up quite some time ago, and basically said, Odin, we need to get onto agencies. I'm like, what in the world? What are agencies? And so I started researching into agencies, and all of a sudden I realized that is the way of the future. And we're actually implementing agencies in a number of different businesses. It's working okay. And what the really cool thing is that we're saving quite a bit of money, because typically what we do is we hire a virtual assistant, we pay them X amount of time for the hours, they oversee everything. But now what we're able to do is we're still able to hire a virtual assistant or some kind of assistant, but their workload is now just to oversee to make sure the work is being done well. So we know that it's a shorter fast cut, or a shorter fast cut. It's a shortcut to a faster, better, easier business growth. That's why AI and marketing mastery matters right now. I had an individual that reached out to me and said, "Hey, Odin, how are you implementing AI in your business?" And I basically said, "Hey, I have these Monday masterminds. Come on and check it out." And he was blown away. And so it's very rewarding to see how this has been really shaping up for everyone that's attending. And why AI and marketing mastery right now matters is because it is the thing to do. If you are not implementing AI in your business, you're essentially losing out to individuals that are going to be implementing AI in their businesses. So this is the time to kind of ride the wave, so to speak. It's going to be becoming more and more and more prevalent over the next number of years. You guys are at the beginning of this process and how to practically implement it in the business. And thank you so much for showing up. I really appreciate your support. So most businesses are using random tactics with no system. They're basically, they got an ad going on here, maybe. They have some social media going on over there. Maybe they've got some Google, and they're kind of doing a few different things. But what they want to do is they want to really ramp it up. And so that's kind of what we're offering, is we're offering a system. The other thing is that time and money wasted on knowing how to do things. I think, Brian, we were just talking today, as a matter of fact, on how much brain work it takes to figure out just the littlest tiny things when it comes to integrations. But we're figuring it out. And that's what's really nice, is that as we figure it out, it becomes easier for everyone that we work with. Competitors with systems are pulling ahead, and we see that businesses with huge or big budgets, what they're doing is they're taking advantage of all the new AI that's currently coming out, and they're hiring people, and they're spending lots of money, guys. Like, they're spending $100,000 to set up, and then what they're doing is spending 10 or 20 or $30,000 per month to maintain this thing. But what it's doing is it's removing, I mean, it's for their bottom lines, they're saving a lot of money, because Now they don't have to depend upon people to getting the script right. And there's a whole bunch of really cool things that are happening. But us as small business owners, we may not be able to take advantage of them as quickly or efficiently as we'd like. And so we figured out a lot of that work and we're sharing that with you. And this is not an work ethic problem. It's a strategy problem. As I mentioned earlier, humans are always going to be needed in order to oversee the work that's being done. So you got to see yourself as instead of being a doer in the business, you're the oversight. You're the manager. You're the head essentially. And if you can give that oversight to someone else, and we typically say a virtual assistant, the editor, thank you very much, then you're in a far better situation. So it's not about work ethic at all. This is about ensuring that you get consistency in your brand and working with people. So I want you to picture this. You're running a business to generate leads. It generates them predictably. You're closing sales consistently. And you're growing without burnout. What I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing AI systems being able to make an outbound phone call and then book the call. It's, you can barely distinguish it compared to a human being. It's just so wonderful. And we're just testing these systems out right now. And what it does is it allows me to make multiple phone calls, and then it essentially books the appointment for me. And then what it does is it sends the email out for me, and then it sends me the reminder, and then it books it up in my calendar, and then it reminds me that it's happening. And the entire system, I had to do all of this stuff hands on. And so now having these systems is just so much easier and so much better. Now you're in control of the systems, the heavy lifting of the team that executes for you 24/7. And really, it's about more impact. So just imagine yourself sitting back and enjoying that. Just get the feeling of what it feels like to have more time to be able to do what it is that you love to do. For those of you that don't know who I am, I'm a business strategist for well over 20 years with lots of entrepreneurial experience. I'm an expert in systems, marketing automation, small business growth. I'm a facilitator of the e-learning marketing system and the AI business mastery framework. You guys can kind of read the rest. I'm going to just play this here. Just take a couple of seconds to listen. Just do that. So I'm assuming that you're just reading it right now, just kind of going through it. I'm going to give it a couple seconds. I had a lot of fun coming up with that music, guys. It was really, really enjoyable for me. Just, I think I was talking to someone. I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna bring some music to this." I just thought I'd
I
try.
thought I could see Charlie's Angels running by there for a second.
That's so awesome. That's great. That's totally more like Bob Barker's Angels or Drew Carey's Angels. Yeah, that's right. That's right. You got it. You got it. All right, let's take a look at another testimonial. So um, I started in 2007 with Leader Global Consulting. I'm still working with them. And a number of years ago, I needed to get testimonials because I was doing a government grant. And the government grant required that I had three references from individuals that I've worked with that know that I'm an educator. And so this is just one of those here proving that I'm an educator and I've helped hundreds of people, thousands of people, as a matter of fact. And he recommends me. So that's really nice. And then here what we have is I actually am a educator at Douglas. I was an educator at Douglas College from 2008 and 2010. I worked as a facilitator and trainer. Again, the government needed me to get this kind of stuff. So I just went and got it, and I'm using it years later in order to show to you guys, hey, I know what I'm doing. And then here, this is a business trainer. Odin presented a class of up to 30 entrepreneurs, and I've done, oh man, two, three, 400 people I've talked in front of, participated in icebreakers, international handshake etiquette. I actually did that. I had to teach people how to actually shake hands. And these are things that AI can't show you how to do. It's a very, practical stuff, right? And then he is a dedicated contributor and volunteer to the business review committee. So I actually reviewed a whole bunch of business plans as well and write pretty good business plans too. So I recommend Odin with confidence. So What's your big block? So write down one or two things that you're currently stuck on. I think you already did in regards to your gaps. So just think for a second. What are the one or two things that you're currently stuck on? Maybe you're undercharging. Maybe you don't have steady leads. Maybe you're wasting time on bad marketing. Maybe you're not testing and measuring enough. Maybe you're just picking one idea and then you're not testing and measuring. So in this particular presentation, I'm going to be testing and measuring this presentation for weeks and months to come. And so the idea is, what are your current big blocks? We're going to come back to this. So unlocking the hidden wants of your customers, their emotional drivers, and focusing on what clients want. So what we're going to do is we're going to kind of just go into a live demo. And I believe the live demo here is of our ideal target market. So I have this already set up. I kind of worked in it already. And so this right here is our market dominating position. We're going to talk about that in a moment. And one of the things I wanted to show you is I want to show you here, the support materials. So I'm just kind of getting everything organized for you. So this is our target market identification. And this was done over a period of 1, 2, 3, 6 weeks. So we worked on this over a period of 6 weeks. And one of the things I'm going to do for all of those attendees is I'm going to take these workbooks. I'm just going to slide them in to the chat so you can all have them. It's my gift to you for attending today. All right. And one of the other things I'll do is I'm going to send these over to you as well. And all of these, I'm just going to open one up. And let's just do the date modified. And we'll go to how to identify your perfect target market. I just want to show you what we do and how we do this weekly. So this was one of our presentations, of course. You're welcome. So this is one of our presentations here. And in one of the presentations, what I do is we watch a video of that week's class. There's about 52 different weeks that we go through. And then what I do is I kind of start training the AI. And at the end of the presentation, this one is 87 pages. At the end of the presentation, I kind of show you guys, everyone, what prompts I've used and how to kind of use this for yourself. I found a really cool thing that you can do. You can use this right over here. You said, and then what you can do is you can kind of provide me a list of all the examples of case studies. Why would you use case studies, you ask yourself? Well, because the case studies allow you to actually say, hey, now apply this case study to my specific business. Literally, AI will do it for you. It's fantastic. And then we have all of these examples right over here, what you said. Now break it down, provide me a to-do list, understand the target market. So you can see that on a weekly basis, this is going to be really, really useful to those individuals that are going to take the time to implement. So what I did, I just wanted to show you over there. So what I did is I kind of did all this already. And I just wanted to upload all of the documents. And actually, what I'll do is I'll upload the rest of the documents. I can only do 10 at a time. Okay, there we go. Oh, it's being finicky. So there we go. We're going to put those in there. And we're going to put these in there. My intention is to, of course, help you out. Oh, and this one document is open. I have to close it. And there we go. So again, this is a working session. All right. So the first thing I did is just review these documents. So if you're not working with AI right now, it really is about telling it what to do. And there's kind of two kinds of AIs that we've been working with. This is an AI, conversational AI. And then there's another one where it actually does thinking for you. And that's kind of the newest AI that is out there. It doesn't matter what AI system that you're using. You can use Gemini, you can use Grok, you can use Poe, you can use, oh man, there's a whole list of them that you can be using out there. Claude, just a ton of them. But I've chosen to use ChatGPT from the moment that I heard about it. And then I started paying for it, and then I started training it. And I want to let you know that all of these here are trained on what we call the CMT learning. So I trained this specific bot, and it has all of our program inside of it. It's really wonderful. And it's one of the special offers that we'll be reviewing. So the first thing I did is say, just review these documents, is what I said. And then it came up with some pretty cool ideas. All 52 weeks are actually in this program, so you can ask from any single week. It'll break it down for you, and it just makes your life a lot easier. I'll be updating it and training it more with more copy and so on as time goes. So then I just said, okay, now help me fill out the worksheet for home services. So I've got this cool business. I'm just going to pull that over so I can show you. So this right over here, this is a directory that I had set up. It's just in the beginning phases of the directory. It's an international North American directory, and it's called My Home Services Directory. And so I have all of these really cool, and I was like, okay, well, this is a new business that I'm kind of working on. And it has, I think, 750,000 businesses. It's a lot of businesses. And I'm going to be the guy that's going to be offering all the marketing services. So it's gonna be pretty cool to see this to see this work. I said, okay, well, let's kind of use this idea as a sample, home services. So I said to fill out the worksheets. So the first thing it did is, okay, well, it says, do you likely serve two core groups, homeowners and renters, and then home service professionals, which is true. It's exactly the people that we service. And then what I did, and this is directly out of the workbook. So we've already gone through it. I already know what it's supposed to look like. And it did it really good. And it did in a matter of moments for me guys. And so you'll be able to do the same thing by just putting in your prompt. So what you're going to do is you're going to upload only 10 at a time. Okay. It's only 10 at a time. And then what you're going to do is you're going to just start saying, help me fill out the worksheet for whatever your business is. And you should have a URL, all right, or a website address. That's the ideal scenario. So it says, great. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to identify your perfect target market and to make sure that you select the perfect target market from my home services directory. It's like, perfect. And these are the two target profiles. I was like, that's great. That's exactly what I want. And all of this took me about 10 minutes. And I did it just before we all showed up because I wanted to just kind of show you how this works. Just do something really practical. I provided all of this. It was great. And then it says here, step two, the business to business profiles. So this is for the end buyers. And I probably could put homeowners, possible end renters, property managers would be probably pretty good to put on there as well, different professionals and so on. And it has how much income they're making, all that kind of really cool stuff. Because now what we're going to be able to do is we're going to start programming this to start running and generating ads. And let me show you some of the cool things that have come up with this. So it says build your elevator pitch, work through niche section and messaging, or create fillable worksheets. So I'm going to grab this one. What I typically do, like I showed you earlier, is I open up a Word document like this and I copy everything into a Word document. And then I work in the Word document back and forth. And what I do is I essentially, and again, this is the HI. And for I did this for many, many years before HI or before AI came about. And what I found is that it would take me hours and hours and hours to do this kind of work. Really heavy thinking work, and it just requires a lot of thought. And now it's just a matter of a couple of pen strokes or keystrokes, I guess you could say. And lo and behold, I've got this all worked out. So it's really kind of cool. Just had to close my door there. So next over here, so I just kind of copy and paste it onto a Word document. And then I say, okay, now build an elevator pitch with my USP. Worked really good. So do you know how frustrating it is to find a reliable home provider service? You waste hours comparing listings, reading reviews that you can't necessarily trust, and hoping that you don't get scammed. Isn't that the truth? What we do is we give instant access to curated list of pre-screened, top-rated professionals in your area so that you can book with confidence, knowing that you're getting fair price and quality service every time. And that's exactly what the first process is about. It's about creating not only just an elevator pitch, but this is a communication process that for each of your niches. So then here's a 10-second elevator pitch. And then we talked about the unique selling proposition. It comes up and it's all really good. There's a couple of things that I'm going to change to it, but I mean, other than a few little details, because I have to decide, just going back here. Let's just see here. Hmm. Pre-screening, we're not doing that right now, so I can't necessarily put that there. We're going to be doing that. We're going to be starting to do reviews because right now it isn't done, and then 100% backed guarantee. So all of this is kind of, I have to look at that and say, is it accurate for my business that I'm building? And it is pretty good. So find trusted home service pros in seconds, no guesswork, no scams, just reliable results. I'm gonna have to work towards that. So next thing that I have is create a fillable worksheet with this information. And that's what's really nice is that here's the worksheet. So here's a fillable worksheet with my target profile. And if I were to show you the first one here, uh, target profile right here, workbook, right here, this one. So what I've experienced is that you can upload a document into an AI and it's not going to do a great job. It's going to do an okay job. The key to getting the best results, the HI and AI component, is to ensure that you're actually reviewing it patiently. Now, what's really nice is that if you haven't written marketing copy in the past, or you're not really too sure about if you should use this or say that, well, that's where you can come and talk to me in our group environment, and we will all give you feedback to make it better right then and right there. So some of the things that you can see is lots of different examples in here. But what we do is we talk about the physical description, we talk about emotional description, we talk about the niche, and we talk about the revised physical description. And this is broken out in a number of different sequences and series. That's why I've given you everything um, as a download. Just want to show that over to you. And it did a pretty decent job. So here's the physical profile. Here's the emotional profile: frustration, difficulty finding trusted providers, and time-consuming research. Absolutely. So getting scammed and hiring unqualified service. And then simply, trust, simplicity, clear pricing, and fast service. And of course, with a guarantee. So these are emotional profiles. So it's all done. In the past, we had to really work on that. It was, really think it through. So here's the one for the B2B market. So essentially it's coming up with everything that I want with just a simple upload. And that's what I do on a weekly basis. All the stuff that you've already been given, we do that week to week, and it takes approximately an hour to do. And then what I do is I share all these AI documents so you can essentially upload it and just apply it to your business. Spend the extra hour to 2 hours working on your business. And remember, it's important to work a minimum of 4 hours on your business each week. When I be working on the business, I mean spend a couple hours coming to class, getting your ideas worked on, or using it as a work party where you actually get work done, and then an additional 2 hours on your own time, double checking and triple checking. How many times did AI created this presentation? It helped for sure, but it's certain, but I went through it countless times in order to make sure that it was good. And again, this is testing and measuring, right? So next, I said, what prompts should I use to get the most from these worksheets? Pretty smart, eh? I'm going to put that in there because that's probably one of the smartest prompts that you can have going through today's session. So can you improve my 30-second elevator pitch? Which parts of my unique selling proposition hit emotional hot button best? Can you suggest alternative 10-second pitch? Which message would resonate better with high-income homeowners? How can I make my B2B unique selling proposition more compelling? Like it does all of that for you. So cool. So list all of the emotional hot buttons I said. So here are all the emotional hot buttons. And what I can do is based on last week's presentation, which is creating um, uh, persuasive marketing, what we'll do is we'll take all of this. I can upload another one, and I say, okay, I want to create persuasive marketing, and can please create this ad for me, and it actually will create the ad as well. Superb. So, fear of being scammed, fear of wasting money, fear of embarrassment and judgment. I have a perfect example of fear of wasting money. I went and bought my son a used bike, a really good used downhill used bike, and I went and brought it to someone that I went and did a Facebook search, and I saw a garage mechanic, and I went and used the garage mechanic, and I should have known better. Oh man, should have known better. And so I brought it to a real mechanic afterwards, and the reality is I wasted a little bit of money, and it really woke me up. We none of us want to be able to want to waste money. So some more is which part of my USP hits emotional hot button best. And so all I'm doing is I'm just taking the prompts from above and I'm pasting them in. Super easy, not complicated. It's giving me exactly what I want when it comes to identifying the target market and what their specific hot buttons are. Okay. So then that's basically where I stopped it there. Now what we can do is this is the demo, right? I gave you a ton of cool stuff and we're going to continue on now. So real solutions. So, oh, here's Coralie saying Monday Night Group is great. Honestly, she was a bit freaked out about AI. It felt foreign, maybe even intimidating, but with my guidance and patience and deep knowledge, I helped I helped her to understand it and helped her to befriend it. Now she's using AI for things she never imagined, from creating class plans for yoga to designing customized kinesiology programs for their ICBC clients to referrals and private sessions. Just she really appreciates going the extra mile. Thank you so much. Cool. So now we're going to be talking about market dominating position, how to automate your routines and your customer follow-up and replies and so on. And what we're doing is we're using AI agents. And some of the things that you need to do is you need to actually purchase what's called an API. An API, it's like a term for a process that interconnects programs. So, for instance, if you have an API for ChatGPT, for instance, it's super affordable. We're talking pennies, okay? And then what I can do is I can use something like we use Pabbly, or you can use Make, whichever one, or you can use Zapier. They're all different options. Some are more expensive than others. And what we're doing is we're automating these tasks. You need that for Google Maps. Cool. I want to know more about what you're talking about. I find that interesting. So the idea is to automate the process. So now what we're doing is we're taking our API, we're connecting it into one of these API automators, and then what we're doing is we're saying, okay, connect with Facebook and post a Facebook message every 2 days. It's doing it. And then what we're doing is we're saying, okay, now we want you to create a blog, and it's creating a blog. And then we want you to do this, and it's doing that. And so we were paying for individuals to do this, but now we're getting AI to do it. And what we're doing is we're perfecting the AI process, because AI right now is going through leaps and bounds, but you still have to train it. And we're saving lots of money and we're saving lots of time by doing this. And everybody here is saying, I really want to automate my social media. I really want to automate my follow-ups. And you can do all of this right now. It's really, really super cool. I'm excited about it. So what we do is we're going to be every week I present something different based on questions. Like for instance, there's this new thing called here. I'm going to give you something really awesome, and it rewards me also. By the way, okay, it's called. I'm just going to get it for you right now. So this is called Manus, and in the chat right there, gave you a Manus sign up form. You go in there and fill it out, and I get 500 credits for everyone that signed up. So it's like they're essentially paying me to do it. And it uses 300 credits in order to do pretty much any kind of activity. It's so cool. So here, I'll give you an example of one of the things that I did. Let's just see. Here, this one. Best way to use Manus. So this is Manus, and this is agentic. So what it does, it actually analyzes and then what it does is it does the thinking for you. It does quite cost quite a bit of credits, but you get 300 credits every single day, and then you can earn credits the way that I'm showing you. So I'm just learning it right now. I'm just getting to know it. I think you guys should learn it too. It does use quite a bit of credits. And one of the things that I did is I said, I want you to show me exactly how to do this. And so here, let's just see. So it went through this entire process. It analyzed all the capabilities, identified the common user scenarios, and the best draft practices, validate guides and completeness, and then it created a report that I could download. And so here's kind of the whole process of how it works. And then it gave me this guide. I was like, oh, that's amazing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give all of you guys this guide that are showing up now. I'm just going to gift it to you because it's how to use Manus. And it's very, very different than ChatGPT. They're used for different purposes. I would use the Manus to, for instance, create a presentation for you from scratch, or to analyze the documents and essentially provide you a finished product. But it goes a little bit deeper than the Chat GPT. So I just kind of want to show you some of the other tools that are out there, and that we're constantly going and bringing new tools to assist you guys with implementing this. And then what we're going to be talking about here is building offers around hot button issues or emotional triggers. And we've already identified some of the emotional triggers for the last example that I gave you, and I'll just bring that up again right over here. So we see that these are all emotional triggers right here. Fear of being scammed. So you're going to have your own emotional triggers for your specific business. And I look forward to going through those with you on a weekly basis, except for statutory holidays. So what we do then is we build offers based around hot button issues and emotional triggers. And that's the idea of marketing. What we do is we press the hot button and then we relieve the pain that people have because they're looking to relieve a pain. Right now, one of my pains is that I've got some moss growing on my roof. And so last year we had a company come and remove the moss, but it came back the year after. My next door neighbor used some where the moss is all kind of gone, hasn't come back in years. So now I have to phone him up and say, what guy did you use? Because I don't want to spend 300 bucks doing the same thing that didn't work last year. My hot button is I don't want to have to replace my roof early if I can get rid of the moss that's growing on it. Right. So that's a serious hot button. So you got to think about what hot buttons do you have going on in your business. So what we do is we're going to be talking about creating your market dominating position based on those hot button strategies. We're going to look at it in just a quick moment. So you want to define your niche and your strategy position. And we do that by understanding our target market. And that's why we started with the target market first. We talk about who do you serve? Why are you unique? We talk about our primary advantage over the competitors. So we actually do a competitive analysis. And it's important. You can actually do a competitive analysis. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So here, I'm just going to open this up. I'm going to use a brand new one right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the directory that I'm using as an example. I'm going to say, please. I don't have to say please. It's just say do a competitive analysis for this site. Search North America. And it's going to do its thing. And it's literally going to, I'm going to find out right away with you how good of a job it's going to do. It's going to do a pretty good job, though. I know you always say please, but I had to get out of that habit. So I say please and thank you all the time, also. I had to start training myself. I didn't have to do that. All right, so Angie's List is a really big one. Thumbtack, Porsche, Homestats. So, like, this is actually pretty decent for SWOT. And it's not too bad. So now I'm going to just say list them, list all the URLs. And I can go a little bit deeper into this. So, for instance, if you're selling like something for the kitchen, for example, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do your target market identification, and then what you're going to want to do is you're going to do your competitive analysis, and then you're going to want to see what are the emotional hot buttons, And I got to tell you that Jackie, thank you for being here. Those the utensils that I purchased from you are amazing. They truly are really, really good. I'm very, very happy with them. So much. So there it is. So there's some examples, and I have to go in and I have to check those out and see what their unique selling propositions are and so on. So you identify your primary advantage over your competitors, and then you build a supporting business model to consistently deliver on that promise. We also add secondary advantages like pricing, selection, extra services. And I do want to let you know that all of the images that are here are created by AI. Every single one of the images are created by AI. The presentation is created by AI. I had to put it all in place and work it. But in general, it's all there. And you can craft a very clear elevator pitch as well. And we all know that old-fashioned marketing still works, guys. Just the handshake marketing is still around. People still want to do business with people. It's really important. Hi, Diane. Nice to see you. So let's go into a demo for that one. Okay. Let's just open this up. I'll bring that over. Market dominating position right there. All right, and I'll show you what I was able to do. And what I'll also do is I'll provide you the market dominating position documents. Here you go. I'm just adding them to the chat. That's my gift for showing up. Thank you. I'd love to have a testimonial today about today's presentation, what you got out of it. That'd be very helpful also. So what I did is I uploaded the 4 documents. And then I said, okay, well, here are the documents. We're going to discuss them. So then they said, okay, well, manual 1 is about understanding the market dominating position. Framework is differentiation. And then here's some real world models. So like talked about Domino's, Nike, Starbucks. You can go on and on with the kind of examples. And then we have number 2. It deepens the process of strategic niche, primary, the secondary market dominating position, and the supporting business models. And then it talks about crafting your elevator pitch. Now, the elevator pitch is important because you can put that everywhere. You can speak it on video, get it out on social. You can put it up on your LinkedIn. You can say it to people. It's a versatile marketing tool. So then we say, here are all the workbooks. So master the weekly workbook strategies. And remember that all of this has all the 52 weeks in this particular program chat. And I was like, wow, this is great. So I want to create a market dominating position for a service-based industry, specifically for home services. Let's start with this directory as an example. So I'm just kind of sticking with the directory example here. So define your strategic position. So to build a market dominating position for your home services directory, let's apply a classic 5-step market dominating position framework tailored for your niche. Guys, in the beginning, when I first started this is not the results that I got. Okay. I didn't get these kind of results. I've gotten these results because I've trained it to have these results. And that's why I'm sharing it. And it's actually Crystal here who recommended Odin. You should put together this e-learning and give everyone access to it. And that's such a fantastic idea. And last week she's like, why are you not using this, Odin? And I'm like, oh, well, okay, let's start using it. And so thank you, Crystal. I really appreciate your insights and input. We grow by our community. We become better by the people we hang out with. So if you're doing this alone, you might not be getting the best input from your own brain. But if you're doing this with a group and providing you good feedback, then you'll really get ahead. So here we have defining your strategy. So busy professionals in Surrey seeking reliable, vetted tradespeople. It's okay for now. I would like it to be a little bit different, but that's because of my background. I kind of know what I'm looking for. But I said for today's example, it's actually not, it's actually good for today's example. And I say, okay, what's the core differentiation? So think dominoes. So every listed feature, so everything listed features is live, verified, and available. So book a top pro rated plumber in just minutes. All professionals are home vetted and reviewed weekly so that you never are left guessing. So just some ideas that it's recommending. And then the secondary position is upfront pricing estimates, book now, pay later options, and emergency services available within 2 hours. Now, the individuals that are part of this process are going to be able to pay to have their listing put up to the top. Isn't that the way how directory works, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to ensure that they're going to be able to do that so that we can say that we do this in all of our messaging. So I have to think about how am I going to apply this? And you might say, hey, I don't know if this is a great idea, if there's other better ideas. And for those of you that show up regularly, and there's some of you here that do show up regularly, what you're going to see is you're going to see that I have a tendency to say, I don't really like that. I don't think that sounds really good. And then what we do is we rework that right then and there on the spot. But for this example, I just wanted to share with you, this is what it looks like. So then we have automated real-time availability synced from service providers, vetted pros via background checks and required weekly updates, offer 24-hour chat line or hotline. And then for busy Surrey homeowners who need trusted trades fast, our directory delivers verified live available professionals that you can book in minutes, backed by upfront pricing and a 2-hour emergency guarantee. So it's pretty darn good. And again, I haven't worked on this business at all. I just pulled it up as an idea and I was like, okay, let's just throw it down and see what we can do. And you can see how many pages it is. It just goes on and on and on. So then what I did is I say, what the next actions are. So validate the demand, and it just goes on and on. And now what I got to do is I got to pick what's best because there can be a little bit of overload or overwhelm when it comes to this because the information is just literally piling up. And that's why I suggest working a minimum of 2 hours on this kind of stuff on a weekly basis. So you'll come to class, you'll maybe you're going to get the recording, whichever one. There's a lot of people that don't show up but actually get the recording and do the work and then share with me privately. That's really great. I love that. I love that. So here's the summary. So who exactly are you helping? What makes you the best choice? Additional value, how to deliver consistency, and a one sentence declaration. And I can take all of this and I can say, well, rework it for me. Now, list all the prompts that I should use to get the most out of this document. That's the second time that I've used that prompt. It's an important prompt. So here, help me define my business vision using class one, number one. Walk me through the strengths and weaknesses exercise in class one in the E-class. Which workbooks for or E-classes focus on aligning team members with the company vision? Pretty good questions. And literally, I can just cut and paste that down over here. And that's where what I do is I take the ones I like the best and I put them into a Word document and I just start working on it. So it says here, guide me through a 5-step process to create a market dominating position for my industry. Loved it. So list all the examples of a successful market dominating position based on the workbook. Help me brainstorm. So, I mean, this prompt is probably the best prompt. And guys, I just figured this prompt out. For those of you who've been watching diligently, I've figured this prompt out probably about 4 or 5 weeks ago. So, and that's after using this for 2 years. After using this stuff for 2 years, I'm starting to really get the idea of how to use this and maximize this for everyone that's working it. And that's what today's presentation is about. So I got all those. So now I say answer 1 to 3. I'm just being a little bit lazy. I could have gone into a lot more depth, but I'm just being a little bit lazy in this. So understanding the vision. So to be the number one trusted home service directory, connecting homeowners fast with verified professionals. Cool. And then it says assess your current strengths and weaknesses, customers, staff, so on and so forth. And then walk me through the strengths and weaknesses of the E-class from the Vision E-class. So it says a quick loading site, useful filters for customers, but lack of brand recognition. That is a weakness. Strong technology, limited onboarding system. So you can see it's like, oh, wow, these are all true. So now what I would do is I would take my weaknesses and I start building brand recognition. I'd say, show me how to build brand recognition based on this and the best models. So it's all about just what do I want and how can I pose a question so that I get the reply that I desire. And then when I want to go even further, I'll use other AI tools like Manus. So I'm going to say, okay, provide me a complete brand recognition program. I'll take that to Manus, and it literally builds the entire thing. Manus is good for building books. It's really good for building websites. Some of the things that you can do with it, actually, I'm just going to show you a little bit more. So let's just say we start a new task. And down over here, you can see that this is how creators are essentially using, and you have all these other really cool ideas of how to use it, and you can explore more case studies. So you can use for life, for research, for education, and all of these are what other members are using. You can decide that you want the Manus community to take a look at what you're doing, or you can keep it private. I choose to keep mine private. I don't want to, a lot of my stuff is confidential, so I just want to use it for me. But there's some more ideas that you can use. So I would go there and I would say, okay, well, I want to create more brand recognition. Oops, let's go back here for a second. There we go. So, I mean, you can see it just goes on and on and on and on and on, just giving me more great information. Talks about conversion base, feed focus. These are all different examples of the market dominating position for different industries. So what I can say is apply these for my specific industry, and it literally will do it. So cool. And then I say, okay, so now answer these questions. So there it is, answering all these questions. I think I've demonstrated enough on how you can, if you've got experience already doing this, you're going to be able to take these documents and just start getting results. And if you haven't used it, at least I'm giving you a framework of saying, oh, I think I can actually do this. I'm pretty sure I can ask a question and upload a couple of documents. Here's the other thing. $25 a month for this tool is the best investment I've made for my business in 20 years. I was using the free version. I started working it every single day, and my clients started noticing. I kept this all to myself before, guys. I was just using it for my clients. I wasn't sharing any of this kind of stuff. And they're saying, wow, your writing's gotten a lot better. And then one day, using the free version, it went down for a few hours. It told me that I've exceeded my usage time. And then I had to wait 2 hours. And I was like, I can't wait 2 hours. I need this now. I need it this moment. So we started paying for it, and I haven't looked back. Best investment period. And again, it doesn't matter which one you're using. Just get one, stick to it, train it, and then it's going to help you out. Cool. So that was the demo. So as I'm mentioning, you can see that it's saving me a lot of time in the sense that it's saving me time in regards to copywriting, and it writes fantastic blogs. I'm at a point now, guys, where I write a blog, and just here's another little trick for you. So let's say I'm using Yoast on my WordPress account. Some of you may not have WordPress, you may have whatever other sites, it doesn't matter. So what I do is I say, I'm using the free Yoast SEO account, and I want to make sure that my blog is compliant to the readability and the SEO for Yoast. Literally, that's my prompt. And then what I do is I say, what I want you to do is I want you to write a blog based on this one keyword. And then it writes the blog. And I then put it up into the WordPress, and it scores me. For probably about 5 or 6 months, I was just trying to figure out how in the world do I get two green faces? How do I get two green faces? I kept on saying to myself. And I discovered how to get two green faces. And it was such a simple little thing that I would have never really thought about it. And let me see if I can find that example for the two green faces. I don't know if I have it here right now. No, it's not there, but it doesn't matter. The key was this. You have to have something called a slug. It's basically the name of your blog with a dash in between. And then what you have to have is you have to have a description, a meta description essentially, and it explains what it is. The key and why I was getting a yellow and a green face, or a red face and a yellow face, is because I didn't realize that I had to name the picture the same thing as the slug. And I know that you're not understanding, some of you are not understanding what I'm saying, but essentially the name for the search engine, let's just use I know, home directory as an example. So I'd have home dash directory in that place that's called slug. It's actually it's named in Yoast. And then what I do is I have to take the picture, the image that I'm creating, and name it the same thing. And now I'm getting two green faces every time. It used to take me an hour to 2 hours to 3 hours to create a really good blog. Now it's taking me no more than 30 minutes. So really, you're saving lots and lots of times with automating. Now what you can do is you can automate that entire process. As long as you have the prompts and you know what those prompts are, you can then start automating the whole blog writing process based on your search engines optimization. I was working with someone today and we're actually creating an Excel spreadsheet. And they're like, is there any way that AI can do this? And I said, well, yeah, for sure, AI is doing this, but there still needs to be an HI component on programming that process. Soon, there's going to be AI agents that do everything for us. We literally just give it a password, we tell it what we want it to do, and it's going to go and do it. And I'm thinking only for the good here, okay? I'm only thinking for how AI is good for business owners to ensure that instead of working 30, 40, or 60, 70, 80 hours a week, that they work 20, 30, 40 hours a week. Because you know how easy it is to overwork as a business owner. So we can automate all of these things. And I gave you a couple of really good tips. So real solutions, obviously, that's what we're here for. Now, here's another testimonial. Sandy's basically saying that if you ever get a chance to sit with Odin's Masterclass Mastermind, take it. It's not just a class, it's a catalyst. This is where you're going to experience a gap. Odin fills it instantly with quick, tech-savvy support, creative precision, and an impeccable eye for what's needed next. He empowers every attendee with confidence and clarity. Thank you, Sandy. You're really awesome. Appreciate that. And here is Valor. Valor's, I've worked with Canadian marketing for about 5 years. It's actually more than that. It's probably about 8 or 9 years now. They offer top-notch value and help my professional business and my entrepreneurial journey tremendously. This guy knows how to build businesses based on spending time together. It's just really good. Yeah, I got his completely digitalized within 6 months, and he actually ended up getting bought out. It's really kind of cool. He actually took what he did is he worked. There's an immigration process where people that come into the country, they can come in to the country by buying a business. And this particular business owner didn't know how to run a business, but Valor was trained with us. So he went and he turned that business around, made it completely profitable within 6 months. And the business owner bought the business back from him because he basically said, okay, you can have the business. It's not doing anything. And they ended up buying the business back because it was so successful using these strategies. So here's what you're going to get over 12 months. 52 weeks of e-learning strategies, including the workbooks and e-classes, weekly live coaching and support sessions, personalized AI tools like the chat on demand, which we just worked through, where you have all kinds of tools and templates and swipe files. And that's what I shared with those participating here today. I shared all those swipe files, and that's just the beginning, okay? We also have a 2-hour sales and marketing audit. We call that the ProfitCall. I'm going to be sharing that with you. So we automatically set them for a couple hours to help you out in whatever it is that you need. We do have to book that. We have a community of growth-minded business owners. A number of them are here today supporting us, which is wonderful. We have a masterclass topics like social media and AI. And we also have template packs like emails, ads, and social posts and so on. And I share as much as I possibly can with everyone that shows up on a weekly basis. Again, we recommend that about 2 to 4 hours per week to make a real impact on your business and to get ahead compared to the competitors. It really gives you a plug and play system that you can use right away instead of having to sit there and think about it for days and weeks and waiting for the next cycle. There's a number of people that, for instance, there's one gentleman by the name of Jason. You'll probably end up meeting him. He's been working with me on this since 2016. That's how long he's stuck around. And a lot of other people have been around for quite some time as well. I think Barry, you've been here for for quite some time as well. A number of you have been here for quite some time. So now you can have your team doing the work, and now you can have your team do the work, and you can simply review it when it's done. And that's the HIAI component that we're talking about. Really, I'm really at a point of just overviewing everything. It's really quite fun. So say you want to know more, and then we're going to dive into more details. So let's just check in. Who here wants to know more? Okay. All right, perfect. I was going to start playing some of my theme song music. That's all. Guys, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Here, I've got this one here. Check this out. You might get this one here. Right on. Okay, cool. Just for fun. Thanks, guys. All right. So AI and weekly actions. So what we're going to do is we created your powerful market dominating position. You can take all the materials, a strategy that's going to set your business apart from the competition, and it's going to make you essentially, it's going to help your business grow faster. So the first session is a market dominating position. I've just shared that with you. Next is we identify your perfect target market. We just literally just did that right now. I gave you all the tools to be able to go. That's our first two sessions. It's really more than that. It's about 8 or 9 sessions that I just handed over to you as a gift for showing up today. And so we understand what prospects are thinking before they think. That's another one of our sessions. And these are all sessions we're going to be talking about. So these are part of the 52-week sessions. Now, what we do is we also have a sales process and messaging. So we talk about your sales process. We talk about writing persuasive marketing. We just finished that one right now. Next, we're going to be talking about bulletproof marketing equation, crafting compelling messages, all using AI, HI, and AI components. And then what we have is we have developing websites, what should be on a website, the ideal lead generation website, all the ideas, and writing the copy that goes along with it. It's no longer what do I have to write or how do I write it. We're going to be sharing that with you, and you're going to have the ability to go live with us and talk to us about what your ideas are. We talk about online presence and marketing automation as well. So here are some more of the sessions that we go through. All of these are sessions we go through. These are all the headlines of each of them. We talk about pricing and offers and lead generation. Remember, we talked about the 5-point strategy where we generate leads, we talk about conversions or what the sales process is, and then we have our clients buy more often, more frequently. They spend a little bit more, we add more value, and we ultimately get a bigger profit margin or bottom line. And we go through all that as well. Then we talk about customer retention and strategies as well. And so here's another testimonial. This is from Dr. Kenneth, and appreciate how Odin broke down complex strategies into simple, actionable steps. Every session delivered clarity, structure, and next steps that moved my business forward. Odin's coaching helped me build a sales process from scratch that actually works. So let's recap and kind of reset where we're at. So, why most businesses are wasting time and money in random tactics? Well, they're not using AI and they're, quite frankly, not attending our money masterminds. And then we talked about how AI and systems can create predictable growth by creating automation. And we can go through those automations. Every single week, you have the ability to bring a question and we work on that. So there's about 3 things that we can work on any one week. But I'm going to be adding some more sessions as well. So I think you're gonna really enjoy that. And then real strategies and tools that you can use. So how do you apply? So how do you apply to each week? There's one tactic every single week so you don't get overwhelmed. You just work on that from week to week to week. You put the time in, you share it with someone in the chat, and then you commit to action and just get it done. We have a 52-week e-learning live coaching. We have one clear actionable step. It's a direct help on implementation, and it's a built-in accountability and community. We'll craft the market dominating position, landing pages, and designing ads. We use AI to automate and scale, raise prices, boosting margins, and generating repeat sales and referrals. We talked about predictable client flow, strategic pricing, no more undercharging, adding so much more value for individuals, as a matter of fact. And then, of course, you're steering the business and you're not trapped inside working in the business. You're going to be working on the business. And the idea is to automate it so much that we can hire individuals to do the work that we're doing. It's the ideal scenario. Again, here's a whole list of everything you're going to be getting. And there is limited availability. And the limited availability is actually the pricing. It costs less than $2.70 for per day for this, less than a cup of coffee if you're going to Starbucks or any other kind of place like that. And we do have a special offer. The mastermind typically costs $6,000 per year, but that's not going to cost $6,000 per year. I'm adding that into the process, at least for the first year, as a gift to you. And typically the first 10 months are $100 a month. But right now, you're going to be getting 2 months free. And the base tier is $100 a month typically, and you can see that online. And what we're doing is we're actually offering that for $50 a month right now, which is a steal of a deal. And let me just get that information over there. So that's our first tier. So anyone that's our first tier system. Okay. Next, we have, there's another testimonial. Odin's an amazing salesperson and a great business coach. He puts his heart in everything that he does. He always works hard to deliver great value. It's a pleasure to work with him, and we remain good friends to this day. So again, for the second tier, you get everything in tier number one, but you get a little bit more. So everything in the base, plus you get extra weekly group coaching. You get extra templates and files and standard operating procedures, and I have a lot of standard operating procedures that I can share with individuals. Monthly group coaching calls, the AI prompt vault. And the AI prompt vault, I'll just show that to you. So this is the AI prompt vault right here. So you guys can see that all of this is all the AI prompt vault. You can see that I've been kind of, you know, working on that. So you're going to be getting as much as we possibly can without overwhelm, of course. Okay. You get pre-trained prompts and sales emails and calendars and bot replies and lead nurtures, whatever you're going to be asking, I'm going to be able to help you with. I don't want you to be overwhelmed though. I just want you to realize that you need a starting point. Everyone needs a starting point, and this is the starting point. And you can build this for years. I mean, you really just kind of go through cyclical process. Can we use embed video and create live documents using ChatGPT? Yes, yes, you can actually. Yeah, you can. Bring that up on Monday, Barry, and I'll explain how. We have a question and answer coming up too. So we also have a behind the curtain scenes where I'm going to have to audit. I'm going to be auditing real live businesses and showing real life fixes and strategies. So that's going to be kind of fun to do. And then we're going to have live Q&A, our co-working sessions, interactive monthly calls, direct support, implementation time, and of course, marketing funnel critiques. I'll be able to critique your funnel. And then that's for $199. And there's a special price right now where it's $99 or $1,000 for the year for all the extra stuff. And I will be putting extra time in for those of you that decide to move with the extra process. For those that are working with me one-on-one, then that's already included. You get all this already, okay? So then what we have is we have the 52-week strategy, the personalized AI chat assistant, which I showed you guys, the templates, the swipe files, the search in the standard operating procedures, which it's already done, guys. I can kind of show you what those look like. Here, let me just show you here. I think you'll enjoy those. Let me just see if it's easy for me to find. Here they are. So these are all the different swipe files. So event lead generation, marketing lead generation, referral systems. This is actually a really good one. The whole referral standard operating procedure. We have tons of different examples, different boot camps, coupon standard operating procedures, events. I mean, just goes on and on and on. All right. So again, this special is only for 48 hours. After 48 hours, this will be going away and it'll become the regular price. So here is what it looks like. I'm putting it into the chat. All right. So this will be going up and this will be going up within 48 hours. Okay. So and it has all the different examples right there. So it is time sensitive. We've got the price by 50% because I want you guys to start working on this, getting it done. Here's another testimonial from Tessa. She quadrupled her income working with me for just 1 year. It's the absolute truth. So we also have a done for you option. A lot of you here are probably thinking, hey, this is a lot of work. Seems to me like, oh, and you know exactly what you're doing. You have a team around you that knows how to do this. We want you to do it for us. No problem. We actually have a done for you program as well. It's not for everyone, but a lot of people actually do take the done for you program. And the way that you can do that is you can go here to theprofitcall.com. You just type in theprofitcall.com, fill out our gold card. And what that does is it says to me that you're interested in just having a one-on-one. We'll sit down for a couple of hours. My treat. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll just work on see what it is that we can start automating for you right away. So here's another really great testimonial from Phil a couple of years ago. We still work with Phil, just saw him today, as a matter of fact. Marketing is not just something you do and hope for the best. It's an annual long-term process that certainly jump-started his flat line. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon, and Odin's fun to run with. We laugh a lot together. It's really fantastic. So click to join, get immediate access, and start the strategies today. You can leave the ideas, you can leave with good ideas and go it alone, or you can plug into a system and make it happen faster. It's however you choose. Here's another testimonial saying Odin is really good at what he does. Just give you a second to read that. So, do I need AI skills? Nope. We're going to guide you step by step, provide all the tools, and help you out. What if I miss a session? No problem. As long as you are one of our paid tiered members, you'll get all the recordings included and downloadable. I send them out to you. It's something that I've already been doing. It works really good. A lot of people are happy. I think, let me just see here. No, that's okay. Is this for me? Well, if you're tired of guessing and want to grow, the system really is built for you. Again, I haven't really seen anyone put together a 52-week implementable program based on workbooks that allows AI to do the work for you and you guide it along. It's really fantastic. So, what if I don't have time for this? It's really just, we say 1 hour a week because if you showed up for the first hour, and a lot of people do show up for the first hour. The mastermind is a bonus session that I'm including for one entire year for everybody. A lot of people just decide that they want to leave after the first hour, and that's okay. They just drop off. And then what I do is I work with the people that stick around. So you're not here by accident. You're here because you're ready. Join us and let's make HI and AI real in your life. It's less than a coffee a day. Great question. So the it's going to be on Mondays between 5 o'clock p.m. Pacific time and 7 o'clock p.m. Pacific time. If you have any questions, this is the time to ask them. There's going to be extra sessions. The extra sessions are going to be on Tuesdays and Fridays. I'm thinking Fridays at 11:30, and I'm thinking Tuesdays at probably around 4:30. And those will be for about an hour. All right. Wow. Woo! Done early. It's so fantastic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to stop. Well, I mean, it depends. Who here has some questions they want to ask in relation to this? Any kind of, can I share the profit calculator? Yes, I can share the profit calculator when we get together. Yes. Elizabeth, my offer stands. Okay. I know you've invested with us in the past, and I want you to realize that I really care about you and I want you to get the best of this. Thank you so much, Crystal. I really appreciate it. She says, great presentation and demonstration. Thank you, Odin. Thank you. Thank you so much, Tracy. I know that you're enjoying the weekly sessions that we're sending over to you. So that's great. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, of course, Elizabeth. It's my pleasure. Of course. I I mean, we've been working together for quite some time now, and I'm really sad that you didn't show up on Mondays. So what we'll do is we'll get you onto the weekly recordings, okay? I wanted to make sure that was okay with you. You've already paid, so it's perfect. Okay, perfect. Great. No problem, Jackie. Ryan, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we can add you to the email list. So you have to decide if it's going to be tier one or tier two for you, or just talk to Jason. Yep, tier one. Let's go through tier one again. So let me open up the document over here. So tier one is right over here. It's a 52-week strategic e-learning workbooks and classes, the live coaching sessions. It includes the mastermind as well. It includes templates and swipe files, 2-hour strategic marketing audit called the ProfitCall, community of group-oriented individuals, done with you group implementation, masterclass topics like social media and ad bonus. And let me just see here. Oh, I think it's actually tier two that gets the recordings. Yeah, session recordings for tier two right over here. But that's all right. I can make an exception within the first 48 hours. Yeah, Kelly, we have a special deal already. So, I mean, you do you, and we'll figure that out. Just reach out to me and we can make it work, okay? Must I sign up for ChatGPT on your recommendation, Odin? I'm early days using it, but thank you for letting for you don't have to actually you pay for the ChatGPT right now. You don't have to right now. It's actually way better now than it used to be in the very beginning. It's still quite good. I would recommend at minimum get the Manus. Manus is really, really good. It's fantastic. So get that. In relation to ChatGPT and the free version of ChatGPT, I recommend signing up for that. You'll find very quickly that in a month's time, you're going to want to sign up for it. It'll be the best $25 you're going to spend. Truly, it is. Best money investment, period. Hands down. Must add, I did sign up. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, for sure. Perfect. Okay. If there are no more questions, then what we'll do is we'll just kind of there's some people that have come to our Monday masterminds. I would love for you guys to say a couple of things for those that are listening to the replay and just kind of, say what you think about Monday masterminds. If I didn't show you on a testimonial, it'd be wonderful to have you say something. You just unmute and you can say how awesome I am.
I'd like to say how awesome you are, Odin, because you have been very supportive of me, or forever supportive of me throughout my journey. And when I last spoke to you, I was in the process of starting a new project, which actually is coming finally to fruition, which is why I wanted to seek your uh, valuable advice and knowledge and wisdom when it comes to marketing. And when I saw the AI, I just knew that I had to contact you about this as well and join the team again with and very graciously uh, asking to be invited again, sort of. But thank you so much. And you did tell me all those months ago, or probably a year ago now, to try Chat GPT, which I did, and I got the free version. I started playing around with it, of course, let it go. Then I have only recently, the past few months, started delving into it. And you're right, I've signed up for it.
So take the documents that I've given to you, all
Yes,
right, for showing up, and one at a time, though. Okay, just one at a time. Identify which Word document goes with which workbook, and then upload that and say that you just start the prompt process. Just tell me which prompts I need to use in order to get the best out of this,
yes.
and it's just gonna give you such great material based on what you're currently doing. And I think you have a couple of online courses that you have, and you want to get those out there. This is the perfect timing for you to implement all of that. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for being here. I appreciate it. I got
Thank
a
you.
Thank you. I
Thank you.
got Ryan says, Odin is the real deal. This ain't no scam. He gives actual, true, and tested marketing techniques. Not easy to get. Very cool. Hey, there's about time for maybe one or two more individuals that have worked with me that want to say something cool. Come on, we want more people showing up on Monday, right, guys? Of course. Okay, what I'll do then is I will show you what I've been working on for years. Oh, Odin taught me the difference between using a salesman and being a business owner and how to do what it takes to be a business owner. The info I've learned was the info was hand fed and always available when needed. Thank you so much, Barry. I really appreciate it. Okay, so over the years, this is one of the things I want to remind you. ChatGPT is fantastic at testimonials, top notch. As a matter of fact, what I do is recently, I'm just in the process of getting this testimonial here. Oops, wrong one. Wrong one. Funny. So I'm just in the process of getting this testimonial accepted right over here. So I did a recording. So there's a massive value in having a marketer walk a business through an AI integrated process right from the start. The biggest challenge for most business owners right now is figuring out how to actually use AI and how to integrate it in their operations. Getting support with that every week, like we do on Monday calls, has been incredibly valuable. What I've really noticed are the small nuances. Because you've been using the tool so much, you're able to show little shifts in how to think about using AI and how to apply it. And those are things you can only pick up by watching it happen in real time. It's made me think in a totally new way. The marketing component of the part program is already strong, but combined with a live walkthrough of how to speed things up and automate systems has been a tremendous impact in how I approach everything. This isn't just theory; it's practical, usable, and it works. Jasse. So I'm just having Jasse actually approve this testimonial, but I used AI to come up with all these one-liners as well, and also some paragraphs. So in the old days, I didn't used to use AI for testimonials. I wrote them all kind of longhand, but now I am using them. I'm using AI to do that. And so here is about 46 pages, 42 pages of testimonials, and I have more to add. I just haven't added them. And it's just how, that I'm the real deal, just like what everyone's been saying. So we want you to join us on Mondays, pick tier 1 or tier 2, and I'm ready to get started. And I hope to see you on a Monday Mastermind really soon. Thanks everyone for being here today. I sincerely appreciate it. Actually, I have one more testimony that I want to show you. This is from this cool guy named Daniel Sean. So can you marketing team Mondays? I'm just going to show that to you. Right over here. So there's a bunch of more videos over here.
Thank you, Odin and Xavier, for being an incredible business coach. You've helped me for 10 to 12 hours exclusively on my offer, revising my website, how I can improve my offer, the words I use. Odin is very, very specific and detail-oriented. He's not an authoritative coach that's going to make you pressure you in a bad way. He knows what he's doing. He's been doing it for a very long time. So shout out to Odin Xavier, who runs the Canadian market team. Every Monday from 5 to 7 is a 2-hour marketing and enhancing training that you can get better in your own business. So thank you, Odin, for helping me, for believing in me and what I can do, and helping me expand and make my offer as a personal coach to transform people's lives that much more open and seen by many people. Thank you, Odin. You're an incredible business coach.
We have one here from Tracy as well. Absolutely, I 100% recommend the Canadian marketing team. They have gone out of their way to help me build my small business, motivate and educate, and suggest many great ways to be a success. And then we have a couple more testimonials over there. But guess what, guys? It's time for us to go. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for listening to me. I look forward to hearing all your feedback and getting to work with you on Monday. Thanks, everyone. Have a really wonderful day, and we'll talk to you again really soon. Bye.